It's very different. I mean, when I first moved there, I was working for a British company. So I was in their satellite office. So there's about 50 of us out there. And so culture based in New York. Whereas when I moved afterwards through to Conductor, like my next company, they were very, very New York based, and that was New York tech scene. So it was very different. The work culture is different. I mean, it took me a while to just adapt in terms of, you know, Americans in general, and forgive any stereotypes here if there are Americans listening, like, because I love Americans, but it's more just like they have different ways of communicating, for example. So, you know, whereas in England, we're a bit more formal in our communication. We might put, you know, hello, how are you? And you put a beginning to your email and you put an end to your email. And over there, it's one-liners, but people just get to the point. And actually, I think I think it's almost changing in England a bit more now. And maybe that's almost the industry as well as anything else. But it's interesting. I think when I first got there, it was a bit of a shock just to see how people communicated and how they work there. You know, there is definitely more of a work-life balance, I would say, in the UK than there, and in Europe in general. I mean, are you in France, or are you in?
Yeah, I'm based in France.
Yeah.
And you think there is a better work-life balance in the US?
No, better work-life balance in Europe.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
that's what I thought as well.
I think in America, people are always on. It is, and that is part of that whole like one-line culture of emailing. It's kind of an expectation, but I really noticed it even when I was leading teams out there, that, you know, trying to get people to even take their vacation days was hard sometimes. And I have a bit of a thing when I'm like leading a team that I think everyone should take vacation days. And because you always notice when somebody comes back from a really good holiday, that they're really usually quite productive. You know, they've taken that rest, they've taken that time to reset, and they come back and they're like all revved up and excited to go. And I just think that's invaluable. Whereas I think there are some people who, especially some of the younger generation, that feel that it doesn't look good to take vacation. I just don't think that's a healthy way of working. So I've always tried to encourage people to take breaks. And also, when I first got out there, I felt like I actually had to be attached to my phone at times. I don't mean like the whole way through my holiday, and nobody ever said I had to, but I felt like if I didn't check a couple of times my emails, that wouldn't be a good thing. And whereas later on, I sort of got to the point where I actually told my team, I don't want you checking emails, and I'm going to do the same. I will, if you need me for something, text me, and then I'll go and check my emails. But otherwise, I'm going to not look at emails for 2 weeks, because if you've hired the right people in your team, somebody should be able to pick it up, and it's a good time for people to step up. So my feeling is, you know, people you need time to reset, to allow for new ideas and new creativity as well. Otherwise, it just doesn't happen.